Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am here at Goodwill and we are going to try and find some Valentine's Day gifts for my fiance, and I would also love to find some decor. We usually keep things pretty low key for Valentine's Day, but I thought it would be fun to kind of make a little date night at home. So let's head in and see what we can find. Now, I came to the thrift store when the Super Bowl was happening, so I thought it wasn't going to be very busy, and boy was I surprised. I think that all of the wives and all of the people that aren't into sports were at the thrift store. This was the only end cap that was even remotely Valentine's Day, and it was just the regular red end cap. So I was a little surprised by that. When it's other holidays, like Christmas, they will have 4 aisles packed full of Christmas items. Is it because people just don't really generally decorate for Valentine's Day? Let me know in the comments, what holidays do you decorate for? I'd be really curious to see how many people are actually decorating for every holiday versus just Christmas. I thought this was really funny. They had the same platter sitting right next to each other. One was $3 and one was $4. Now, how do you suppose they determined that one was worth $1 more than the other? I mean, I'm sure they probably just got priced by different people or at different times, but it's just so funny to me that they ended up right next to each other and they still didn't make the prices the same. I thought about getting these glass canisters to decorate with some holiday candy, but honestly, I just do not need that kind of temptation in my household, so I did leave them behind. In retrospect, I should have picked up this watering can. We have plants on multiple levels of our house, and it would have been nice to just leave that upstairs, but that's the way it is sometimes. You think about it after the fact. This packaging is speaking to my soul. I just love the green with the plants. This propagation stand would have been so cool, but it only had one vase left. Otherwise, it would have been coming home with me. I really love these multicolored plates. They are giving me fiesta vibes, summer vibes. Do you guys have a full set of plates and bowls that all match? Or do you have individual pieces that you have found over time? Up until probably 5 years ago, I had totally random dishware. It was all different pieces from sets and nothing matched. And now I do have a set of Corelle plates. Those are what we use most often, but I kind of miss the haphazardness of having so many different fun plates to eat off of. You guys know my new thing is to look for cake tins and jello molds, so here's a little heart one I found, which is perfect. That is totally on theme. Finally, I found something truly Valentine's Day. You'll also never get me to shut up about how these glass platters are perfect for charcuterie boards, and Valentine's Day is charcuterie board season, baby. I'm not really a horse person, but I did love these bookends. This condiment set would have been perfect for jellies or hot sauces, but because it's acrylic, they were starting to crack and I left them behind. These piggy pops were so funny. I feel like this should have been someone's appetizer for the Super Bowl. That would have been perfect. Okay, we are walking out of Goodwill with just this tiny little $1 cake pan, 99 cents actually. Get it right. I really thought there was going to be more Valentine's Day items in there. They had basically just a tiny little end cap and nothing else really. So we might have to go another place this week and see if we can find anything else for Valentine's Day. I did find some time to get on another thrift trip. We are at Gift and Thrift, and this is actually where I filmed my first YouTube video. I haven't been here since then, so I'm excited to see what they've got in there, what treasures they have for us this time. Let's head in. Gift and Thrift is honestly my favorite thrift store. It's really more of an antique shop. It's kind of a mix. Antique mall, thrift shop, vintage store, whatever you want to call it. I just love this place, and I think the reason I don't come here more often is because the prices are so reasonable that everything in here is tempting. Like I sit here and I negotiate with myself, do I really need this, or is this just a really good price? As always, let me know if I am leaving behind a treasure. I'm always curious to know what you guys are looking for at the thrift store, so leave me a comment down below. Did I leave something behind that I should have taken home with me? I feel like when you're in a store like this, your attention is being pulled in so many different directions that you can't really focus on everything. You kind of just have to skim through it. And at some point, you get kind of overstimulated and you have to be done. Me and a friend went to an antique shop last weekend, and this place was huge. I'm gonna have to bring you guys there. It's I-29 Antiques and Tea. And yeah, I'm gonna have to bring you there. It is amazing, but it is huge and it is sensory overload. We were in there for like 2 hours and we were like, where are we? Where are we? We are lost. Where's my mom? What time is it? Have I eaten today? Like, we were just totally out of it by the time we left that place. But that's just how it is when there's so many goodies and treasures to look at. Do you guys have a particular decade that you style in? Do you lean more 70s, 80s, 90s, Y2K? I feel like I lean towards the 70s just because I love avocado green and harvest gold. Those are like some of my favorite colors, especially in glassware. These heart bookends are just adorable and they would be perfect for someone that is a romance reader. I can just imagine that on someone's shelf. This booth was filled with plants, and I love plants. They just brighten up a room and they make everything feel fresh and lively. But what I will say is that I need low maintenance plants. I cannot be bothered to water a plant more than every 2 weeks. That's kind of my limit. I do have a spider plant that I've managed to keep alive for like 5 years, which is shocking. It is exploding out of its vase though. If you saw my ThredUp review video, you probably saw it in the background. I don't know what to do with it. It's just out of control. Per the usual, this is a place that closes early. They do close at 5:30, so I didn't get there with a whole lot of time to spare. So I do just want to walk you guys through a little bit more of the store just so you can see the scope and depth of this place. It is so awesome. All of the vendors here are so kind. There was a gal here that was setting up her booth and I didn't film her because she was just getting everything started, but she had this amazing Pyrex collection and I cannot wait to come back and look at that. I love Pyrex. I have collected a little bit of it in the past. I feel like Pyrex is kind of like the gateway drug to vintage collecting. It is, you know, just the entry point. It's the first thing that you might start collecting and then it just explodes from there. My sister loves Valentine's Day. She can find a heart anywhere. I'm telling you, she could pick up a rock, a piece of cheese, and find a heart in it. So when I was at the thrift store looking for all of these heart-shaped things, it was making me think of her the whole time. All right, it is haul time, and I had a lot better success today than I did the other day when I went to Goodwill. You guys did already see I got just this little cake pan from Goodwill the other day. I am going to use this to make a little cookie tree. I saw this video on Instagram where they took like pre-made dough and pushed it down in here, and then you can kind of decorate it or put M&Ms on it and make it holiday themed. So that is what I'm going to make for dessert for Valentine's Day. I think it would be kind of a fun tradition to make something different in this every year, so we'll see how it goes this time around. Now, along the same thread as that pan, I found 2 Jello molds. And these are vintage copper molds, and I have been seeing these all over online, and I am just becoming obsessed with them. And I want to do like a wall display with multiple different shapes. And I know they make different shades of copper. I found these 2 that were relatively similar. Just imagine like having like 6 of these on the wall. How cool that would look. I loved this one obviously because it is fitting my theme, the Valentine's Day theme. And this one I just thought was really interesting with the little like bubbles on it. I don't really need to be starting another collection. I'm sure I have plenty of collections, but this one is so fun and could come in handy. You could make something with these, so it's kind of a twofer. Next up, I got this Lazy Susan. I thought it was so cool. It is from Pampered Chef. I know this is probably supposed to be used for utensils, spoons and different things in the kitchen, but I was thinking about using it for art supplies, putting your scissors and your markers and different pens in here. I just loved the look of it, this wood grain. I thought it would also look really cool on my desk instead of the little plastic container I have on there now. And I figure if I don't end up using it for art supplies, we really could use this in our kitchen. This is something that would be useful even if you were having a party. You could put different plastic spoons and forks and utensils in something like this. So, multiple purposes. I couldn't leave it behind. It was on sale. They had it marked down from like $15 to $9, I think. So, I had to grab it. If you guys saw my 2026 thrift wish list, you will know that I've been on the hunt for new coffee mugs. And I did find some mugs. They aren't actually vintage. They all are apparently from World Market. Here's the first one. Kind of has this brown and purple and red spiral. I really loved the glaze on it. I'm not sure if it's coming across on camera, but there's kind of like an iridescence to it. It's just from World Market, but that's okay. I mean, I love World Market. Who doesn't? Like, you go into that store and you just want to buy everything, but it's so expensive. And then the next mugs are a set. They have this kind of brown drip on them, and they're this blue purple color. Really liked the shape of these handles as well. They kind of look like a D. So there's more of a wide space to put your fingers in. It is kind of funny to me that I'm at an antique mall, vintage shop, antique shop, thrift store, whatever you want to call it, and I'm finding things from World Market. Like, maybe this is vintage. How long has World Market been a store? Like, could it be? I don't know. Probably not, but they kind of have that vibe. And I think they look pretty together too. They've both kind of got that purple and brown. This will be really nice to have for our collection. My parents were visiting a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I'm sorry, we have like 3 mugs. Someone's gonna have to drink out of a different kind of cup. Now, for the rest of the video, if you are my fiance, you need to shut the video off now. Mute it. You can let it play and just not look, I'm fine with that, but just don't be a peeker. I did get him some other things that weren't from the thrift store, but I do always find that gifts from the thrift store are more unique and personal. The first gift is this plant, and I did also pick out the planter. It's a croton, and I just really loved the coloring on this with the yellow and the pink tips. It's just really beautiful, and I thought you could put this in his office. He used to have one in there and it died just totally randomly. So I think this will be a good replacement. On a different day at the thrift store when I wasn't filming, I picked up this Nebraska Huskers beanie. We are Huskers fans in this household. It was $3.49. So I didn't think that was too bad of a price for, college gear, sports gear can be pretty expensive. Living in the Midwest, you can never have too many beanies, especially when you have to go out and snow blow. So for all of those items, I spent about $40. I think maybe $45 if you want to include this. They took all the tags off of everything, so I'm like trying to remember. I know it was under $40 at Gift and Thrift, so it's got to be in that vicinity. Did I find everything I was looking for Valentine's Day? No, but that's okay. You never know what you're going to find at the thrift store, and honestly, it's probably better to slowly accumulate things than to just get a whole bunch at once and feel overwhelmed by it. I hope that you have a happy Valentine's Day, whether you're in a relationship or you're single. There are so many different types of love, so if you're with your dog or your friends or your family or a romantic partner, I hope that you have a great day. Let me know if there was anything in this video that you loved and you think I should have picked up from the thrift store, or if you have a favorite item from the haul. I would love to chat with you in the comments, so definitely leave me a comment. I can't wait for our next thrift adventure. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, all the fun things. I'm Thrifted Times everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Goodreads, you name it, I'm probably there. What will the thrift gods bring us next? Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.